So all the men and sometimes like once in a while the women, and they get up really early and then they go with a friend or someone, they take shovels and they clean out all the ditches in the whole town. And they go to all the places too, but they sweep out all the rocks, all the garbage and stuff, so everybody can let the water flow through the ditches. And it's a community thing, so there's water for everybody.
But I remember when I was a little kid, but 13 years, 14 years old, my dad used to send me to help him to clean the ditches. Yeah, it's fun to get together, like a crowd, and we just keep working and talking and laughing and joking and just keep going. Yeah, keep going. But we have them one on the front and one in the back. Okay, you enter here and clean this part, and then another one over there, and the ones come behind. Okay, that's enough. You're doing okay. So we just keep going.
A typical day when the acequias are going to be cleaned, all the men leave early in the morning. And you have to pack them lunch, or sometimes they come back, and then you have to feed them lunch, and then all morning long you cook. And that brings the community together because the men hang out and clean the acequia, and the women hang out in the kitchen and make tortillas and chile and wait for the men to come home, and then when they're done we clean up the mess and they go back. And then it happens again for a couple of days.
Ya se oía en los campos aquel canto, aquella danza. Retumbaba en la montaña, que sangre de Cristo llamaban.
The acequia was what sustained the community, and especially if you look at these mountain environments and people trying to exist out here on the frontier in pretty difficult environments, long winters, short growing seasons. You could not really grow enough food without that water delivery. So the acequia was central to the survival of these early villages because they had to bring the water to the fields. They had to grow crops that were going to sustain them and the villages, the families, for the entire year.
Yeah, I think these traditions are very important to maintain because it's our identity. It really is. It's like who we are. Yeah, the acequias are very important to the community in my Chamisal village.
It is where we came from, where the culture came from. The agricultural background, the agricultural people started farming. There was no other way to live up here than to grow something and trade it for something else and make a living just off what you could do on the land. It's the roots of where we came from up here. The agricultural people living on an acequia, gathering wood from the mountains, gathering herbs, being very self-sufficient is, I would say, a vital part of the culture up here.
So it ended up being a community effort, starting with the cleaning of the acequia. Everyone coming out to clean the acequia. All the men would get together to clean the acequia, so that's their physical health. And then, and the women, amazingly, would be able to feed all of those men, and they would also plaster the houses inside and out. So the women would also do more than their share of the work by taking care of the houses. You know, you can imagine the work that was involved. Well, that's your health. And not only that, the food that we were putting in our body, 110% natural. It was coming from our own seeds, from our own soils, our own management. So you have the combination of the best food and so the best nutrition, combined with a good day of work, you have healthy people.